Hello, and welcome. I mentioned doing this video, and quite a few of you said you were looking forward to me doing it. So the video that I'm doing today is a research video. I'm going to show you 25 mourning jewelry items that have sold for really good money. There are a couple of items that aren't jewelry, but were mourning kind of memorial items that sell really high that I want to point out to you as well. And I want to go over with you exactly what mourning jewelry is. So what it is it is a type of jewelry during the Georgian era from 1714 to 1837. And mainly this was in England, and the pieces were used to commemorate the deceased and also to remind the living that death was inevitable. So this jewelry was not necessarily a sad thing. It was a remembrance, and it is pretty popular. So if you happen to come across it, definitely something that is worth picking up. And there are quite a few websites that will show you examples of mourning jewelry. If you're not familiar, I'm going to show you 25 here. So that'll kind of give you a good start and foundation into knowing what to look for when you are looking for mourning jewelry. And it's sad, but it's really neat because it's, to me, a really cool piece of history. So I'm going to go ahead and show you these 25. I will drop a link down in the comments for you of a website that will kind of review what mourning jewelry is, what is typically used in mourning jewelry. I did leave out most of the gold because gold is hard to come by at a good price, regardless of whether it's mourning jewelry or not. And I hate the thought that some mourning jewelry might be melted for gold value. That breaks my heart. So let's go ahead, take a look at 25 mourning jewelry and other items that sold. We're starting at $300 and we're going all the way up to $1,400. All right, first up is this antique mourning seed pearl. This one is 1/20th 12 karat gold filled. So not pure gold. It is a black enamel bracelet, and this one sold for $299. And you can see the black enamel. Black is definitely very common in mourning jewelry, as well as crucifixes, and you'll see some other stuff here in these videos as well. So this one sold for $299, and it is just gold filled, so keep your eye out for ones that look like this. Next up is a fine Victorian rolled gold turquoise blue enamel mourning locket. It does say forget-me-not. It does have the forget-me-not flowers. That is another thing that is common in mourning jewelry. This one was started at $295. It does say 2 bids. It was the same bidder. So here we'll take a look at this one, and it doesn't look overly impressive, but really great sale. You can see here 7.72 grams and sold for $295. Next up is a rare Victorian vulcanite Gutta Percha mourning necklace cross. It does say goth vampire blood. That is them getting those keywords in. So this one sold for $295. And you can see here the crucifix as well as the interlinked chain. This one doesn't look overly impressive, but it you can see here that cross is over 3 inches, so it's pretty significant size. And here is some photos that they have of people wearing similar pieces. So Gutta Percha is actually a plastic, and I actually just listed some antique photo frames that are made of the same exact material, and they look very similar to what this cross is made of. And those Gutta Percha picture frames are also worth quite a bit. So keep your eye out for this look as well as that cross with the chain. Next up is an antique Victorian mourning jewelry. This is a lot. So it says belt, purse, brooch, chatelaine, goth, and holidays. So quite a bit here for that $300. Here you can see those pieces up closer. That was a really neat purse. So back then they were kind of set in rules of specifically exactly how long they were to mourn somebody. So there were particular items that they would wear, including the mourning jewelry, and certain ways that they were supposed to wear it as well. It's actually pretty fascinating. If you go to that website I threw down in the comments and read a little bit more about it. So you can see here down to the handbag, you know, there's a belt, there's a handbag, so many different things. And this lot sold for $295, which I feel was undersold. If you know a bit about mourning jewelry, definitely let me know if you feel like this lot was undersold. Next up, this is an Art Nouveau flower mourning hair fob. And this is a chain repoussé photo locket pendant. This one sold for $300. So I wanted to try and show you guys some different things. You can see here that this little fob is about the size of a quarter. I'd almost put money that this is sterling silver as well. There you can see this locket does not have photos, and this one's still sold for $300. Next up is an antique Victorian. They are attributing this to the 1870s. Large Pietra white peony mourning locket or pendant. This one was an auction. It was a 7-day auction. It was started off at only $9.99 and went all the way to $299. And there were 11 different bidders. So remember what all these pieces look like for sure. This one has, it looks like a little painted portrait, which is really cool. I think I probably would have put that in the title, to be honest. That this is a really, really gorgeous mourning locket. Next up is an Art Nouveau. This one is Bates and Bacon gold fill 3D crescent double locket. This one has mourning hair. So we're going to start getting into some hair items, and hair creeps me out a little bit. I'm not going to lie. I actually have had a daguerreotype photo in the case with hair in it. I probably should put mourning in that title after doing this video, because I bet it is a mourning portrait that I have, because I do have a locket of hair in it. So a lot of mourning pieces will have a locket of hair. I want to let you know that. And again, hair just creeps me out. So this one sold for $319. It looks like there is one stone missing there. And here you can see with it open, the locket of hair in there. So a lot of these mourning pieces will have pieces of hair. So here you can see the Bates and Bacon on the inside. So this, I think, is one of the few that is branded. You can see here it's close to 2.5, 3 inches, and amazing, amazing sale at $319. Next up is an antique Victorian blue enameled mourning brooch with pearls and engraved provenance. If you do not know, provenance is the history of a particular piece. This one sold for $325. This is a beautiful kind of turquoise blue on this one. So here you can see Richard Noble, and it looks like 1858 is what is inscribed there. Pretty sure. So they know who this was mourning, and it also had a date. And this one's a great sale at $325. Next up is one that I absolutely love finding things like this. I love selling things like this. And this is a Georgian miniature painted oil. This one is 3 inches tall, and they do say it's a pendant. This one was an auction. It was a 7-day auction. It was started at $85, and there were 7 different bidders, and it ended up at $330.69. So you can see the young man here, and on the back, I believe this is a locket of hair under there. And Beautiful, beautiful miniature painted oil portrait. If you do not know, miniature oils, whether they are mourning photos or not, do sell very well. Next up is another auction. So these have primarily been buy it now, but there are a few auctions kind of sprinkled in. So if you have something you didn't pay a lot for and are unsure of the value, and it is a mourning piece, an auction might be a good option. So this is a stunning Georgian mourning enamel on copper, another miniature portrait, and it does say souvenir Damiti, and this one was a 7-day auction. This one had 8 different bidders. It started at only $8 and went all the way to $330. So we will take a look here. Beautiful little courting couple scene. And there is the back. I'm not sure what makes this one a mourning one because it says it's a souvenir. So if anybody can maybe fill me in if there's something that I'm not aware of. But keep an eye out for stuff like this. Great sale at $330. Next up was something I had not seen. I will keep an eye out for these, but again, hair just creeps me out. I don't know why, unless it's mine. So this is an antique Victorian mourning large floral hair wreath. It does say it's a remembrance art. It's sold for $349. So this is all hair, which kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies. But watch for items that are made of human hair. A lot of times those are going to be mourning items, and they are very, very popular, and they do sell very well. Next up is another Georgian, and this one is another one that was an auction. This is another mourning enamel on copper. Now this one makes more sense to me. It doesn't say souvenir on it. It has a man and woman, and they are at a grave site here. So this one makes a little more sense as a mourning piece for me. This auction was 7 days. There were 10 different bidders, and this one was also started at only $8. $8 into $360. Here you can see this one. Beautiful, beautiful painting on this one. And here is the top, and here is the back. So you can see that copper there. It actually is signed, and really, really neat piece, and amazing sale at $360. Next up, some more hair. Lots of hair on this one. Victorian gold-filled mourning hair locket, book chain pendant photo necklace. This one sold for $385. And here you can see this is a really beautiful necklace. I love the links on this one, as well as it looks like that is black onyx. It also might be black glass is another possibility. So here you can see the locket. There is no hair in this one. So this one is to hold hair, but this one does not have hair included. A lot of them do, but this one still sold for $385, even though there was no actual hair in it. Up next, this is a pretty cool piece, and this has got those links like one we saw earlier. So this is a matte jet or vulcanite chain with padlock clasp mourning necklace. It does say rare. This one sold for $385. So watch for ones that look like this. It does say it's rare, but that doesn't mean you will not come across one. You can see there the lock open. And I guess the vulcanite is what it's made of. Here you can see, I wonder, let me go back to this. Here, I wonder if this portrait of this person is in, no, but it won't fit inside the padlock, which is pretty interesting. So I'm unsure if this portrait came with it or it was just a necklace. Either way, this is a really, really great sale at $385. Next up is a rare antique 18th century Georgian Queen Anne Vauxhall glass pyrite mourning brooch. So the black is definitely going to be prevalent in this jewelry. This one sold for $379. And we'll take a look at it here. This one does not look to be sterling. I do not believe. This is just a silver tone metal double oval black pyrite glass, and a great sale at $379. Next up is another auction, and I think this seller, the Soulful Old Treasures, a lot of these auctions were theirs, so I believe they know what they have and they know when it's good to auction it. So this one was another 7-day auction, and it was also started at that $8. So all of these ones that started at $8 were the same seller. So this one says fine rare Georgian Mourning portrait miniature hair woman anchor ship sea and navel. So they're getting all those keywords in there. This is a gorgeous portrait painted piece with the twisted edge. This is just gold tone. This one is not precious metals, and an amazing sale. Started at $8 and sold for almost $400. Next up is a sterling piece. This one was a buy it now. This one is an antique Victorian sterling bookmark, yellow rose gold necklace, mourning locket. It does say UK, and this one sold for $416.50. It looks like they were doing a 30% off sale. Beautiful, beautiful necklace or bookmark, whatever you wanted to use it for. And again, this one is sterling. You can see here the flowers on the back. And this one does have the portrait as well as that hair in there. So remember, watch for hair. As creepy as it is, watch for it. Because a lot of the pieces with hair are going to be mourning pieces. Next up is a Victorian mourning double-sided pendant with daguerreotype hair and the leather case. So like I said, I think my daguerreotype I have that has hair behind it is probably a mourning one. So this one sold for $424.99. Here you can see the portrait, which is the locket of a young woman. And then here is that hair, lock of hair on the back of it. And it was inside of this daguerreotype case, and it actually had the little hanger. So it has the stand, and it can hang on the little hook there and be displayed in this case. So I've not seen one like this. This one's pretty interesting, and it was a great sale at $425. Next up, this is something I would think of as kind of a classic mourning piece. This is an antique Victorian gold and black mourning cross seed pearls. So the seed pearls have been present in quite a few pieces as well. It does say either a brooch or a necklace. This one sold for $495. And here you can see this one's pretty simple, but worth almost $500. Next up is one that is probably my favorite of the whole video. This is an antique 19th century miniature folk art painting. It does say doves and love knot gold hair pendant. And this one was an auction, and it actually had 21 different bidders. It was a 10-day auction, and it was started at 99 cents. So this one went from 99 cents all the way up to $609.99. Beautiful, beautiful piece. It does say quality rolled gold case. And here you can see the initials, and actually, let me show you. I believe that is braided hair there in the back. So this is a mourning piece. Beautiful with the birds and the hair tying the knot. I absolutely love this one, and a great sale at $610. With this one, we are up to our top 5. And I do want to remind you again, I omitted the majority of gold pieces, which was most of the higher dollar ones. So this is an Antorian. I just combined antique and Victorian. We made a new word. This is an antique Victorian mourning large floral hair wreath. This one sold for $595. And this one is in a frame, but you can see here there are lockets of hair throughout this. There's hair everywhere. So again, make sure you're looking for pieces with hair in them, because a lot of those are mourning This is really neat. You can see it says hair wreath made by Mrs. Hills. And it says somebody passed away at 75 years old. So you can still read some of it, which is a really, really cool to have some provenance with this amazing piece. And it was almost a $600 sale. Coming in at number 4, this is a rare antique mourning ring. This one is gold, but I really wanted to show you guys this one. This is an incredible piece, and I want you to watch for this braided hair. So this one says, "I'll never see thy like again." It is a 9-carat gold hair locket, and it sold for $690. So you can see the hair there inside, and it is a gorgeous, gorgeous ring. And an amazing, amazing sale. This one sold for that $700. You can see the marks here on the side indicating that it is 9-carat. And that hair inside of the locket is what is signifying that it is a mourning piece, as well as those words, "I'll never see thy like again." And this was an amazing sale at just shy of $700. Number 3, this is a really nice piece as well. This is a Victorian Scottish bullseye banded agate brooch pen mourning. It does say it's gold filled. So you can see that white there. That is what signifying, I can't talk today, the banded agate. And this one is not precious metal and sold for $750. So this is a really, really beautiful piece with those inlays. And here is the back. And you could put a locket of hair there in the back. So I don't know if there was one and it was removed or there was never one placed, but this was a really, really great sale at $750. Number 2 is an antique memento Maury coffin skull enamel silver mourning ring. So there are a lot of skull pieces that are worth over that $1,000 point. So this one sold for a best offer on $1,400. And you can see it looks rough. They say it's in good condition. Not sure what they look like. Normally you can see the imprints there on the side of the ring, and then here you can see that it says Henry in memory of son, and then he died, and it's hard to read that date down there on the bottom. It looks like 1857. Memory of a son, died 15 October 1957. So really, really neat with the skull, and it opens up with the little skeleton there and has that engraving on the back. This is a really, really neat piece, and I hate to see these on there because I think this is something that should be passed down in families, but sometimes families don't want this stuff and it ends up in estate sales. And yeah, if you happen to find it, it will sell very, very well. Number 1 is another hair wreath. I wanted to show you there are different looks. All of them are pretty similar, but this one is in an oval frame. This one does say it's museum quality. Tree of Life wreath mourning oval, 1800 Civil War. This one sold for $1,400. So if you just glance at this, you really probably wouldn't notice the hair. But if you look closer, look at all that hair. Lots and lots of hair in here on this mourning wreath. So incredible, incredible piece. Very, very detailed, absolutely beautiful, and a really, really great sale at $1,400. All right, that was everything for mourning jewelry. This video kind of made me sad a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I hate seeing some of the stuff that I really feel like should be family hand-me-downs ending up on eBay. But you know, sometimes people don't have kids and this stuff ends up on eBay, and hopefully somebody got it that really does appreciate it. So enough about that. Keep an eye out for mourning jewelry, the mourning wreaths, and different mourning pieces because they're really, really valuable. Again, I'll throw that link down so you guys can kind of read and learn a little bit more about the mourning jewelry. I appreciate you watching. If you have any ideas for any other research videos you would like me to do, definitely let me know down in the comments. I really love doing jewelry, so if there's kind of a niche of jewelry that you think would be cool to see, let me know that. And I think on Friday or on Sunday, today is Friday, I think on Sunday what we will do is typewriters, because I said I was going to do that a while back, and I think most people think they're obsolete, and you might be surprised what they'll sell for. So we're going to take a look at some typewriters on Sunday. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and I'll see you on Sunday.